Everyone has been talking about what the future holds for Wayne Rooney. With game time limited under Jose Mourinho, will the club's all-time leading goal scorer actually call time on his Man United career after 13 years at Old Trafford? With that in mind, let's go back to 2004 and Wayne Rooney's Manchester United debut, a 6-2 Champions League victory over Fenerbahce. Let's look at who played and where those players are now. In goal was Roy Carroll. Most famously known for the goal that never was against Tottenham, Carroll has been here, there and everywhere since leaving Man United in 2005. The Northern Irishman initially joined West Ham, then remained in the UK with Rangers and then Derby County, where he was part of the worst team in Premier League history. After being scarred so much, Carroll headed to Denmark to play for Odense, and then decided to take in the Greek sunshine by joining OFI Crete and then Olympiakos. In 2014, Carroll returned to England to join Notts County, but is now playing in his native Northern Ireland for Linfield, managed by David Healy. At right back was Gary Neville. The England fullback spent his full career at Old Trafford, and we all saw his career die live on Sky Sports when he was given the runaround against West Brom in what was his final game for Man United. Since then, J-Nev hasn't been out of the spotlight and is probably more popular now than he was as a player. He's now running non-league side Salford City alongside other members of the class of '92, building hotels with Ryan Giggs, doing punditry and commentary for Sky where he is arguably the MVP right now, and he's also moved into coaching, working alongside Roy Hodgson with England and then managing Valencia, which couldn't have gone worse. Centre back was Gabriel Heinze. This was Heinze's first season at Old Trafford, winning a Premier League and a League Cup during his time there, but that wasn't good enough for the defender, who decided he wanted to join rivals Liverpool in 2007 due to a lack of first-team football. Surprisingly enough, he wasn't allowed to cross the divide, and got a move to Real Madrid instead. Somehow. Maybe it was all part of some master plan. Heinze would go on to play for Marseille, Roma and Newell's Old Boys before retiring in 2014, and is now manager at Argentinos Juniors. He was alongside Rio Ferdinand. The big man would go on to form a sensational partnership with Nemanja Vidic in later years, and he stayed with United until 2014, calling time on his 12-year career at Old Trafford and moving to QPR. The move to Loftus Road was less than successful, with the R's being relegated from the Premier League and Rio left at the end of the season and retired. Nowadays, we see the former England defender working as a pundit for BT Sport. At left back was MIKAEL Silvestre. The Frenchman spent 9 years at Old Trafford, and they were undoubtedly the best of his career, winning 5 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, an FA Cup and a League Cup. In 2008, Silvestre would decide to move on and join Arsenal, rejecting a move to Manchester City in the process. After 2 seasons at the Emirates, Silvestre joined Werder Bremen and then headed to the MLS to join Portland Timbers. His final club was Indian Super League side Chennai, where he spent just 4 months. Since retiring, Silvestre became a director of football at French side Rennes, but left in December 2016. On the right of midfield was David Bellion. How on earth did David Bellion blag a move to Manchester United from Sunderland after scoring just 1 Premier League goal? He must have a good agent. Scoring in the 6-2 win over Fenerbahce, the Frenchman lasted 3 years at Old Trafford, which included loan spells at West Ham and Nice, who he joined permanently in 2006. Bellion would go on to play for Bordeaux, Nice again on loan, and Red Star, and is currently without a club at the age of 34. In the middle was Kleberson. Christ, United were taking the piss against Fenerbahce. A World Cup winner, Man United have Kleberson's underage girlfriend to thank for signing him, after the midfielder decided he was unwilling to leave Brazil without his partner, who he could not marry until her 16th birthday, and thus turned down a move to Leeds. Kleberson was hardly worth the wait, making just 20 league appearances in 2 seasons in Manchester before joining Besiktas. He would return to Brazil for a few years and then head to the United States of America in 2013 to join Philadelphia Union, followed by Indy 11. Still playing at the age of 37, Kleberson is with Fort Lauderdale Strikers. He was alongside Eric DJEMBA-DJEMBA. Man United won this game 6-2 with a midfield pair of DJEMBA-DJEMBA and Kleberson. Frightening. Initially brought in as a potential replacement for Roy Keane, the Cameroonian was anything but and headed to Aston Villa in 2005. Since then, he's played for Burnley, Qatar Sports Club, Odense, Hapoel Tel Aviv, Partizan, St Mirren, Chennai, Persebaya Surabaya, Chateaubriand, which I'm pretty sure is a meat dish, and is now with Valorbe Balaguer. Left of midfield was Ryan Giggs. Finally we're back to some classic United players. A one-club man, Giggsy opened the scoring that night at Old Trafford and has done pretty much everything there is to do at United. He made his way through the youth ranks, broke into the first team, transformed from a nippy winger to a matured midfielder, captained the side, became a coach, briefly managed the team, worked as Louis van Gaal's assistant manager before finally calling time on his Man United career last summer when Jose Mourinho arrived. Running Salford City alongside other members of the class of '92, Giggs is doing media work as he looks for his first job in management and has recently been linked with the job at Sunderland. Up front was RUUD van Nistelrooy. The Dutch striker, who looked a little bit like a horse, scored United's 5th on the night of Wayne Rooney's debut. Van Nistelrooy was deadly in front of goal for the Red Devils, but his time there ended on a sour note, constantly finding himself on the bench amid reports of a bust-up between himself and Sir Alex Ferguson, and then a training ground spat with young upstart Cristiano Ronaldo. He would join Real Madrid in July 2006, spending 4 seasons at the Bernabeu before joining Hamburg and then ending his career at Malaga in 2012. Van Nistelrooy has since dabbled with coaching and a bit of punditry, much like pretty much every retired footballer. And finally, it's Wayne Rooney. The fresh-faced Scouser made his Manchester United debut in the Champions League group stage clash with Fenerbahce back in 2004 and immediately made his mark, netting a hat-trick, the first of many goals in red, as he went on to become the club's all-time leading scorer this season with a free kick against Stoke, surpassing Sir Bobby Charlton's record. Constantly under scrutiny, Rooney has won 5 Premier Leagues, captained England, captained Man United, won a Champions League, countless individual honours, but will he really leave Old Trafford this summer? So that's where the Man United team from Wayne Rooney's debut are now. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe.